Hello, everyone. Monica Dumont is an internationally known channeler, energy healer, regression therapist, and author. She was born in Guatemala, moved to Canada when she was 12, and now resides in Ottawa. As a young child, Monica started healing family members, and in her early 20s, she began channeling for them, along with a few close friends. After a few years of trying to ignore these abilities, Monica began to more formally and more publicly channel a variety of high-vibrational and interdimensional beings, including ascended masters, angels, elementals, and others. In today's podcast, Monica will channel Ascended Master Jesus. After I ask Monica a couple of questions about herself, she will then go into the altered state of consciousness where she can connect with Ascended Master Jesus, and I will then direct some questions to him. Monica, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Peter. I'm glad to be here.
Good. Monica, can you fill us in a little bit on some of your background, where you grew up, went to school, that kind of thing?
Sure. I was born in Guatemala and I moved to Canada when I was 12 years old. So Ottawa has been home ever since. As a child, I was aware of energy and some other realities that blend with ours. Of course, as a child, I saw other beings more from the concept of them being spirits and not necessarily understood the whole concept of the different levels that exist within the realms, right?
Mm-hmm.
To tell you a little bit about my channeling, the first time I channeled, I was 22 years old, so that was quite a long time ago. And so how it happened was very sudden, actually. I had a friend who was going through some difficult times and he really needed guidance. And so his spirit guides are the ones that actually introduced themselves, and they began asking me to convey a message to him. And so at first I had a little bit of resistance with that, but eventually I said, okay, fine, I'll go through with it. So I managed to give him that message, which was very important for him at that time in his life. And yes, so that's kind of how I began the channeling thing.
Mm-hmm. That must have made a big difference in your life. Can you describe how it's impacted you?
Yes. Well, at first, I wanted nothing to do with it. So I ran as far as I could. But eventually, we can't really run from ourselves, right? So I had to actually face that aspect or that part of me. So when I was about 35 years old, I became quite ill, just out of nowhere. And I got a few different visits from different beings. One of them was the Ascended Masters, who told me that I had a choice. I could choose to leave this incarnation and start again, or I could stay and begin to do the work I was meant to do. So, of course, I chose to stay. So here I am now. How it has changed my life? Well, it all ties in with the work that I do. Having a universal team of beings from different levels of existence has really helped me do the healing work that I do at a multidimensional level. And it helps me in raising my own frequencies in my own life so that I can have awareness on how to live my life from different perspectives, and also tapping into different kinds of, I would say, aspects of life, whether they're low or high. So it really has impacted my life in so many ways. And I find that as I continue to do this work, I continue to change with the work, and the work continues to change with me. Does that make sense?
Yes, indeed it does. Now, I understand, Monica, you're going to channel an Ascended Master for us today. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Good. Well, I'm going to give you a moment or two to just go into the state and bring that master through, and we'll pick it up with him.
Greetings, we are the Ascended Masters here to assist. I am the Ascended Master Jesus.
Well, greetings, and indeed this is an honor. We humans, of course, have heard all kinds of things about you, but this is an amazing opportunity for us to possibly get some clarification about some of your history on Earth. Perhaps you could help our audience by explaining what an Ascended Master actually is.
Our existence is of that you call the light, for it is a way of understanding our realm better than what you could at this moment in your existence as human beings on Earth. We have been beings who have incarnated throughout times in different planetary systems, one of them being the Earth plane. And through that physical existence, we have ascended into fifth dimension, bringing ourselves into what is called the light bodies. And we come back in this form or another to assist humanity in other planetary systems that are aligned to our purpose in ascension. It has come to our attention that many souls or beings, if you want to call them that, have asked for ascension to occur. And so we and other beings that stand with us are aligned to assisting you in becoming that you wish to become, in understanding that you wish to understand, into your ascensions, into what you call freedom from the physical perspective.
Does that mean that when one ascends, they go directly into the fifth dimension of consciousness and become spirit? Or is there a stopping off in the fourth dimension? I understand there may be. Can you clarify that, please?
It is not always necessary to stop in the fourth dimension, for you can move right through it. It does not mean that you will not experience the fourth dimension as you moved into the fifth one. It just means that you would move right through it and into the fifth dimension, where you would be, we could say, more stable or have a longer awareness of existence within that. Meaning that there are some humans at this moment that are moving through the fourth dimension straight into the fifth, but none of them have quite gotten there yet. So we ask them to be patient with themselves and patient within the reality that they exist in. For all is well, and all is well. All is a journey. All is a journey. A journey of learnings, a learning of compassion for the self and for all of those who are connected to them as they move upwards into the realms of what you call reality.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned that humans are asking for ascension. I am sure many humans are not even aware of what that may be, but are you saying that in the aggregate or on average, there is that desire to ascend?
Yes, that is correct. There are many of you who are conscious of what you are asking. So you are asking it directly to the higher aspects of yourself. And your calls and your prayers are being heard. They have been heard. This is why you will find that there's a lot of assistance at this time and a lot of light pouring in. However, there are some of you who are still playing the games that you believe you have to play in your realities in order to exist in your reality. And so at that subconscious level, we could say, or in the other aspects of yourself, the longings within your hearts, you ask and you pray in your own ways for assistance, for a higher way of being, for a higher reality, or a better reality, you could say as well, to exist in. And so these calls are as equally valuable as the ones of those who are consciously asking for it.
I see. Now, there appears to be a lot of negativity or maybe darkness on the earth at this time. Would you have any advice for humans as to what they can do to bring more light in?
Yes, the darkness is something that does not concern us. For when we focus on something, we enhance it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
So we would say to all of humanity and all of those who are willing to listen, focus on the self, in the light within yourselves, in your own spirits, in your own hearts, in your ability to love and to connect to one another, in your ability to connect to life itself. Love is the key that will lead you into the right path. We mean the right path not because there is a right or wrong path. We mean it from the perspective of your highest path, the path that you have been searching for from incarnation to incarnation to incarnation to incarnation. And so the guidance has always been here, sometimes more clear than in other times. So we'll speak about that now times. It is here, clearly open and available for all of you who wish to tap into it and to access this information, as well as that you call the light, to assist you in bringing you up higher into the realities of your own selves, into the awareness of your own selves in your search for divinity within the self in your physical world.
Now, I'm guessing, but there must be some traps or challenges or things that are holding us back. Can you identify maybe 2 or 3 of the major things that are kind of retarding our ascension?
Yes. When you first asked that question, the first thing we thought of speaking to you about was your engagement with your thoughts and how you, as humans, choose to engage into lower thoughts, into thoughts that bring fear or invoke within yourselves that is called the inner self, and you begin to play roles that are based solely or only from that perspective. And you begin to then injure yourselves more and those around you, directly or indirectly, causing you to drop your frequencies at a level that allows you to sit at the bottom of the 3-dimensional existence. So we ask you to focus on awareness of self and of the thought. Where are your thoughts going to be today and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow? Where are your thoughts going to be? Where will you focus? How will you engage in patterns of your own beingness? Will you engage in a situation that has no value for you any longer? Or will you choose to rise above that through the way you think and the way you invoke feelings within yourself? That will create a huge shift within your own beingness in a vibrational level and in a physical level. So we will mention another, as you call it, trap within your existence. We are going to talk about your society and the systems that you have in place in order to have a sense or an idea of control of what you call life. Life in its purest form is meant to flow with rhythm. It's meant to flow with easiness and through the understanding that all is connected, whether it is in your physical existence or in the existence that you call ethereal. So, when you allow yourselves to be placed and use the boxes that have been created in your society in order to have the sense of control of life, you trap yourselves within those boxes, whether the box is large because it's based on a full aspect of society, or a box is small because it's based on an aspect of the values and ideas and beliefs a family brings in the life of a child. So all these boxes, big or small, are constraining you from your own existence and from the purity of your own beingness here on earth. And we could say at the other levels of your own existences, for you not only exist within this reality, but in other ones as well. And all of them are connected, for all is connected. And you affect yourselves even within that. So it is important that you are mindful of these boxes and begin to ask yourself questions such as, who am I really? Are you a title? Are you a name? Are you the description of a family somewhere in the south of Italy? Or are you a being existing on a planet that is very physical and dense, that yet still very spiritual? So all of these are things that we ask you to wonder about, to ask yourselves about, to begin to feel yourselves, not from the aspects of your existence as you, the name that you have, but as you, as a being that is residing in a physical incarnation. What does that feel like to you energetically or emotionally or mentally, you could even say, if you want to begin in that place first. And so as you begin to understand yourself and your own energies, you begin to truly free yourself from those boxes, and you begin to walk your truth. You begin to express your truth in whichever way that is. You begin to create in that way. You begin to become truth, to free yourself from that has been holding you back for so long.
Well, Ascended Master Jesus, thank you very much for that. You raised so many points that I'd love to spend more time with you, but I'm afraid our time is running out. So thank you very much for being here with us today, and I look forward to Monica channeling you and other Ascended Masters a lot more in the future. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Peter. May your heart be open and filled with love, for all is well.
Thank you. Well, Monica, welcome back. That was interesting. Monica, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
The best way to do that is by going to my website at www.monicadumont.com, or they can email me at contact@monicadumont.com.
Very good. Well, thank you. Monica, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, and I wish you happy channeling.
Thank you, Peter. It was lovely talking to you today.
Well, folks, that's today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back for some more. You can download and or listen to this podcast by going to my website at peterhdennis.com. Once there, click on the channeling tab and scroll down to the podcast section. You can then click on Monica's name and listen or download from there. As well, if you're interested in seeing some free channeling videos, scroll down a little further and choose the ones that catch your attention. A final point. If you enjoy channeling podcasts and videos, there are a number of channelers, in addition to Monica, who are regularly posting video and audio recordings on the Channeling Connection Facebook group page. Check it out. Join the group if you'd like. I think you'll enjoy it. So until next time, so long for now.